The silent stare the sun was setting over a small Indian village. Children were playing in the dusty lanes, their laughter mixing with the evening call of birds. But in one quiet corner of the village, inside an old abandoned shed, something unusual was about to happen. A small white rat named Chinu by the village children lived there. Chinu was not like other rats. He was gentle, clean, and friendly. Children often came secretly with crumbs of bread or tiny grains of rice to feed him. They would whisper, "Don't tell the elders, they will chase him away." For the children, Chinu was not a pest. He was a friend. But not far from the shed, under a pile of dry leaves, lay a snake. It was long, silent, and feared by all. Villagers whispered about it, saying it had bright golden eyes that could freeze anyone with a single stare. They called it Nayagraj, though no one dared to go near it. That night, as the stars began to shine, Chinu went out searching for food. The shed was quiet, but suddenly he felt something. The air grew heavy. His whiskers twitched. When he turned, his black eyes met the golden eyes of the snake. A hush fell inside the shed. Two creatures stood facing each other, one small and fragile, the other large and feared. Instinct should have told Chinu to run. Instinct should have told the snake to strike, but something strange happened. The snake did not attack. Instead, it stared at the little white rat. Chinu, trembling, took a step back, but he didn't run. Perhaps it was fear. Perhaps it was courage. Perhaps it was something deeper. The moment stretched like an eternity. From that night onward, the shed became a place of silent meetings. The snake watched from the shadows, and the rat moved carefully but never too far. They did not fight. They did not flee. It was as if both were waiting. For what? Neither could say. One evening, the children saw Chinu carrying a grain close to the snake. Their hearts stopped. "The snake will eat him," one child whispered, but instead, the snake turned its head slightly and allowed the rat to pass. Word spread among the children. Whispers grew. "The white rat and the snake do not fight. They live together." It sounded like a story from a book, a story too strange to be real, but real it was. Still, danger was never far away. One night, a heavy storm struck the village. The shed creaked under the wind and water poured in. Chinu was trapped near a corner as the roof threatened to fall. The children could only watch from afar. And in that moment, the snake moved. Not to strike, but to shield. Its long body curled over the small white rat, protecting him from the falling wood and rushing water. The children gasped, their fear of the snake mixed with awe. Could this creature feared for its fangs also protect? When the storm passed, the rat was safe, hidden under the snake's shelter. For the first time, the children felt something new. Not fear, not hatred, but respect. The story of Chinu and Nagraj had just begun, and deep inside the snake's golden eyes, there was something even older than fear, something waiting to be revealed. Softly, the night closed in, and the shed once again became silent. Whispers of fear the next morning. The storm's damage was clear. Broken branches lay across the village paths. Roofs leaked and mud covered the streets. Children still whispered about what they had seen, the snake protecting the white rat. But not everyone shared their wonder. The elders frowned when they overheard. "Nonsense," one man said. "A snake only waits for its chance. Sooner or later, it will strike." Another added, "We cannot allow such danger so close to the children." Fear spreads faster than truth. By evening, rumors filled the village. Some said the snake had grown larger because it fed on strange powers. Others claimed the rat was cursed, keeping the snake alive. Yet the children knew what they had seen with their own eyes. They defended Chinu and the snake, but their voices were small compared to the shouts of fear. Inside the shed, Chinu and Nayagraj continued their silent companionship. The rat searched for crumbs, and the snake lay still, golden eyes half closed. There was no attack, no strike, only a quiet bond that words could never explain. Then, one afternoon, danger came not from nature, but from humans. A group of men entered the shed carrying sticks. "We must kill it before it harms anyone," one whispered. Their faces were set, their fear hardened into anger. The snake sensed the danger. It raised its head, eyes glowing, tongue flicking. The men froze, fear mixing with determination. Before they could move, a tiny figure scurried forward. Chinu, the little white rat, stood in front of the snake. His small body trembled, but he did not move away. He squeaked loudly as if shouting, "Leave him alone!" The children, watching from the doorway, cried out, "Don't hurt them! The snake saved Chinu in the storm!" The men hesitated. Their arms shook. The sight of a small rat defending a great snake was unlike anything they had ever seen. But fear is stubborn. One man raised his stick high, and in that instant the snake did not strike to kill. It moved to shield. Its coils swept the rat safely behind, just as it had during the storm. Instead of biting, the snake's great body slammed the stick away. The men stumbled back in shock. They expected venom, death, violence. Instead, they found restraint. The children rushed forward, their voices breaking with emotion. "Please don't hurt them. They are friends. They are not like other animals. Please just watch." The men lowered their sticks slowly. In their eyes, confusion battled with fear. Could it be true? Could a snake, symbol of danger, protect instead of destroy? That night, the shed glowed softly in the moonlight. The rat nestled close to the snake, not out of fear, but trust. And the snake lay calm, its body relaxed as though keeping watch. Outside, the children made a promise to each other. "We will protect them," one said, "because they protect each other." In the quiet, the unlikely friendship between the white rat and the snake grew stronger. But in the shadows, not everyone was convinced. Whispers of fear still stirred, and trouble was not far away. The shed rested in silence, holding two creatures whose bond was now tested not just by nature, but by the hearts of humans around them. The final test days passed after the men dropped their sticks. The story of the white rat and the snake spread across the village. Children told it with shining eyes, while elders repeated it with frowns. Some began to wonder if the bond was real. Others still whispered, "One day, the snake will show its true nature." Fear and hope wrestled in the hearts of the villagers. One evening, as the sun dipped low and the fields glowed with golden light, trouble finally came. A pack of stray dogs, hungry from the storm's aftermath, slipped into the village. They were wild, desperate, and ready to attack anything smaller than them. The dogs found their way to the shed. Their eyes glowed in the dusk as they spotted Chinu, the small white rat nibbling on a seed near the doorway. The children screamed, "No, Chinu!" But the dogs rushed forward. In that moment, everything seemed to stop. The snake, hidden in the shadows, struck, not with poison, but with power. It slithered forward, its body rising tall, its hood spreading wide. The dogs froze, growling and snapping, but fear touched their eyes. Still, hunger made them reckless. One lunged toward the rat. But before the fangs could touch him, the snake coiled with lightning speed, curling around Chinu like an unbreakable shield. Its hiss cut through the air, fierce and echoing. The dogs barked, snapping at the coils, but they could not break through. Chinu squeaked, pressing his tiny nose against the snake's scales. He was afraid, but he did not run. He trusted. The children, unable to hold back, ran toward the scene. "Leave them alone!" they shouted, waving sticks and throwing stones at the dogs. The villagers arrived next, their faces filled with shock. In front of them was a sight no one could deny, a snake not attacking, but defending, a rat not fleeing, but standing loyal. Children fighting side by side, refusing to abandon either of them. The dogs, outnumbered and frightened by the hissing snake and the shouting villagers, finally scattered into the fields. Silence fell over the shed. In that silence, the truth was clear. The snake had not harmed the rat. It had protected him again. An old man, once the loudest against the snake, whispered softly, "Perhaps we were wrong." Another elder, her voice trembling, said, "It is not always size or fangs that show danger. Sometimes even the smallest creatures teach us the meaning of loyalty." The children cheered, their eyes wet with relief. They rushed to the shed, surrounding Chinu and Nayagraj with love and respect. No longer whispers of fear, now whispers of wonder. From that day, the shed was no longer abandoned. The villagers placed grains for the rat and left a quiet corner for the snake. Neither creature was chained, yet neither left. They chose to stay together, bound not by fear, but by trust. The white rat and the snake became a living lesson in the village. People began telling their story to visitors. Once, in our village, a rat and a snake chose friendship over fear. Children grew up remembering it. And whenever storms shook the land, or when hunger brought danger, they recalled the sight of a snake protecting a small white rat, and a rat standing bravely before a creature everyone feared. Time moved forward, but the story never faded. Because some friendships are not written by nature or by rules. They are written by courage, kindness, and the choice to protect each other. And on quiet nights, when the moonlight fell across the shed, villagers said you could still see it. The glow of golden eyes and the soft squeak of a small rat close by, keeping watch together. The bond that began in silence had become a tale of loyalty and respect, one that would live in every heart that heard it. Softly, the shed closed into silence again, carrying the peaceful breath of two unlikely friends.